Hey scholars, this video is to help you with your May 22nd assignment. We're going to end the week by responding to other students' arguments. Before I get into this assignment, I did want to show you guys something very important that I didn't realize so many people didn't know how to use the other day. In Google Classroom, if you really want to check your work and track what you have turned in, what you have not turned in, and what your grades are, start clicking up here, guys. Where it says View Your Work, you can click on there. And it has every single assignment in social studies broken down for you, what grade you have gotten on it, if you've gotten a grade on it, if it's missing. And then you can use that to keep track of all your work. So you guys should be using that. Be aware of that. Again, it's under classwork and view your work. Okay, but let's talk about May 22nd. How are we going to end the week by responding to other students' arguments, you might ask? Let me explain. So scholars, throughout the year, we have practiced making counter arguments a few times. This is where you respectfully disagree with somebody by first acknowledging their viewpoint and opinion, but then using that as ammunition or fuel against that person by responding with a strong and passionate counter-argument that disproves their opinion. We're going to practice this by viewing our flipgrids and responding to someone's video from Wednesday. So your task, open the document where it says My Work, read the preview to the assignment, and go from there. So again, you click here where it says My Work. It is kind of important to open it in a new window today, so I would go ahead and do that. We're going to get right into it. So again, May 22nd, responding to an argument. Scholars, a couple of times throughout the year, we have touched on responding to an argument by using what's called a counter argument. We're going to exercise that skill again today by using our flipgrids from Wednesday. A proper counter argument starts by acknowledging the other person's viewpoint. That's really important. Basically, it's you saying, I can see why you would think blank, and you paraphrase their strongest detail. That's really strong because it shows you're being a reasonable person and you're not being closed-minded to another person's ideas. So whenever you want to disagree with somebody, it's always really useful to first explain why you would get their point first. Like, oh, I can understand why you think LeBron would be the greatest basketball player of all time. However, but you got to make sure to give a detail too. So I understand why you think blank because blank. You're restating their argument a little bit because you're setting the stage for yourself to prove them wrong. And that's what I'm saying here. But a counter argument then goes further to explain how that is actually a weak detail and will offer a new claim and reason that counters or goes against the original argument. So what are you going to do? You're going to choose one person's flipgrid from Wednesday, 5/20, and you're going to film a response counter-argument flipgrid. This will also be posted on the platform for your classmates to see. Remember, the question you're answering is, who had a greater impact to Islamic history, Ibn Battuta or Mansa Musa? So again, what you're doing is you really have two choices. If you think Mansa Musa is the most important person in history, find somebody who made a video about Ibn Battuta and respond to their video. If you think Ibn Battuta is the most important Islamic person in history, then you find somebody who wrote about or made a video about Mansa Musa and you respond to that video. So what is your task? Review the rubric below on how to make a counterclaim to somebody's argument. Go to the Flipgrid assignment from Wednesday, 5/20. Choose one person's video to respond to and use the rubric below to submit your counterargument video. And the Flipgrid link is here for you to click on. So what does it say? Your counterclaim and reason. In order to get a 3, you need to start by acknowledging the claim and the detail from the video you are responding to, and then you need to seamlessly transition into a counter-argument that states a counterclaim and reason for your disagreement. So again, you pick the video you're responding to, immediately first acknowledge why you see their viewpoint, and then give a counterclaim and reason. To get a 2, you attempt to acknowledge their viewpoint, but you mainly just focus on disagreeing. So that's really, you are just restating, says the video attempts to acknowledge the viewpoint from the video you are responding to in some form, but your video mainly focuses on disagreeing to the other video. And then in order to get a 1, you just offered a new claim and reason. You didn't respond to the video. So for detail and reasoning, the video presents a detail supporting the disagreement mentioned in the counterclaim and reason. The reasoning for the detail proves why that detail would support the counterclaim and reason, and it specifically invalidates the argument that they are responding to. In order to get a 2, the video presents a detail supporting the disagreement mentioned in the counterclaim. The reasoning for the detail proves that the detail would support the new counterclaim or reason. So what is the difference between these two, you might be asking? If your reasoning specifically proves your new counterclaim and reason, and it disproves the video you are responding to, you get a 3 out of 3. If you are only giving me a new detail and reasoning that just supports your own new claim and reason, and you aren't really disproving the old counterclaim and reason, you're going to get a 2 out of 3 here. It's a very thin line that separates these two, so be very sure that you are responding to that video that you first decided to reply to. Then at the end here, the video clarity is the same thing. As long as I can see the video, it's clear, and you're using the technology in a proper form, you will get a 3 out of 3 there. Make sure it catches the attention of the viewer. Okay? So how are you actually going to film your flipgrid counter argument? Again, you got to click here on the flipgrid page. And when you go here, you have everybody's video who has been posted already. I'm going to go ahead and just click on riders. And you will see right off the bat, his argument is right here. Ibn Battuta is the most important Islamic figure. If I wanted to respond to that and give my counter argument, I'd click here on the reply button. It would pull up this. I'd go back to my rubric, and I would plan out how I'm going to respond to Ryder's video. I would counter his claim, and I would give a reason why I disagree with him. I would give a detail that supports why I disagree with him, but also disproves his original argument, and I would make sure that my video is clear. So again, guys, make sure you are responding, make sure you're using details and the rubric, and make sure that when you are done, you are submitting it to me so I can approve it to send it online. Right? But again, pretty simple. You click on the person's video, you click on the reply button, and you film your counter argument. If you guys need help, make sure you're joining those Google Meets at 10:30, or you're reaching out for more help by email to Mr. Woods or I. Good luck, and I really hope these counter arguments turn out well.